Hello, my name is Anna Abraham and my pronouns are she, her. I'm an undergraduate researcher at Arizona State University, and for this project, I worked with Dr. Sarah Brownell and Dr. Caitlin Cooper to explore instructor perceptions of student incivility in the online undergraduate science classroom during the COVID-19 pandemic. Student incivility is a behavior perceived by the instructor or other students to be disruptive or disrespectful to the course. During COVID, the transition to online teaching created a unique environment for student incivility to take place in. Online classes during the fall 2020 semester could have led to increased student incivility because of the increased anonymity as well as the various stressors of the pandemic. Furthermore, the pandemic has been shown to have disproportionate negative effects on instructors who are women, early career, and people of color. We don't know of any studies that have examined the experiences of academics teaching during the pandemic, so we aim to fill that gap in the literature with our study. We were really excited to get 283 science instructors from across US institutions to participate in our study. And here are the demographics of our participants. All of these instructors taught undergraduate science courses with synchronous online components in the fall 2020 semester. We defined incivility for our participants, and we asked them about their experiences with incivility and how those experiences affected them. We also asked instructors what personal characteristics they perceived increased or decreased their chances of experiencing student incivility. And as a result of this question, we used logistic regression to test whether instructor gender, race, and age predicted instructor reported experiences with regard to online student incivility. So our first research question is, to what extent did instructors report experiencing incivility in online synchronous courses in fall 2020? And to what extent do personal characteristics predict whether instructors report experiencing student incivility? So we found that over half of science instructors reported experiencing uncivil student behavior in their online synchronous courses, with women being 1.9 times more likely than men to report experiencing student incivility. Now, out of the instructors who experienced uncivil behavior, 40% reported experiencing an increase in fall 2020, and instructors of color were 3.2 times more likely than white instructors to report an increase in incivility in fall 2020. So the top 5 most commonly reported uncivil behaviors were requesting to change grade, using cell phones during class, sleeping during class, excessively communicating with the instructor outside of class, and finally sending inappropriate or rude emails to instructors. And these are the instructors most likely to report experiencing the incivility type. Our second research question is, what are the most common consequences that instructors report experiencing as a result of student incivility in online synchronous courses in fall 2020? And to what extent do personal characteristics predict whether instructors report experiencing particular consequences? So the top 5 most commonly reported consequences are feeling irritated, having a decreased motivation to teach, losing class time, feeling anxious, and having decreased self-efficacy. And we found that women were 2.6 times more likely to report experiencing decreased motivation to teach compared to men, and instructors of color were 2.9 times more likely to experience a negative impact on their teaching self-efficacy. Our third and final research question is, what are the most common ways that instructors report coping with uncivil student behavior in online synchronous courses in fall 2020? And to what extent do personal characteristics predict whether instructors cope in specific ways? So the top 5 most common coping mechanisms reported were ignoring the behavior, contacting the student, seeking social support, looking for resources, or reporting the incident. And we found that women were 4 times more likely to seek social support compared to men. So in conclusion, student incivility exists in the online synchronous learning environment, and 40% of instructors report more incivility online. However, the negative impacts of student incivility are not distributed equally among all instructors, with women and instructors of color reporting an increased burden of the effects of student incivility while teaching online during the fall 2020 semester. If you have any questions, I hope you'll find me at SABER, and feel free to email me at aeabrah2@asu.edu. Thank you.